What is up, guys? Welcome back to another episode on EI Entertainment Studios. So basically, today's video is going to be based on the debate of Shin Godzilla against Mecha Shin Godzilla with some very special guests. Go ahead and introduce yourselves.
Hey guys, Payvon this here.
And Deagle Rands.
Okay, so pretty much I put a debate out, excuse me, not a debate, I put a poll and this argument won, so let's get started. So what would the likelihood of Shin Godzilla going against Mecha Shin Godzilla be? Who would come out as the effective winner? And so what, from my understanding of this is, I'll give my point first. I'll just say who I think is gonna win, and then I'll go ahead and explain my reasoning. I'm gonna have to say Mecha Shin Godzilla is gonna win, because think of it like this. So I'm gonna talk based on year. So we're gonna talk how this year is. So since Shin Godzilla came out in 2016, right now it's 2018. So let's say, for example, this took place now, and somehow, let's say, the scientists were able to understand the developmental genes of Shin Godzilla and how he thinks, how he reacts, and pretty much how his body works. Because they do say he is the most evolved creature on Earth, and at the time of the movie, the scientists did not know anything to Shin Godzilla's level of biology. And let's say they do, and they're able to reconstruct the power of Shin Godzilla in an artificial intelligence robot. And to my understanding, if these scientists were actually able to recreate the power of Shin Godzilla, they are more than likely to potentially recreate something not only as strong as Shin Godzilla, but even stronger than Shin Godzilla himself. So potentially making him, if not 2 times stronger, or even 2 times bigger than what Shin Godzilla is. And if you've watched our other debate videos, you guys all know that we always state the biggest strength of Shin Godzilla, which is it is a biological strength, is to recreate with genotypes of what he is seeing. Because in the movie, in Shin Godzilla, we actually see at the ending he has these humanoid creatures at the end of his tail. Well, if you guys actually think about it, well, why do you think he has humanoid creatures? Well, it's because he's seeing humans. He's seeing all these humans when he's coming on shore, and what he's doing is he's recreating them in his own sense of understanding. And basically, potentially, he could pretty much win any fight against any monster. When he does this, he could pretty much recreate that monster, a double or even stronger version of that monster. But in this case, he actually can't, because if you knew this, he can only recreate what are natural elements, and nowhere in state or form does it state of artificial intelligence it's not a natural element. So if the scientists are actually able to recreate Shin Godzilla's power in a robot, potentially even stronger, Shin Godzilla will not be able to recreate that strength because he can't recreate artificial intelligence. Well, that's my reasoning. I'll add more later, but what does Deagle Rants, what do you think about this fight?
Alright, for me, I see this battle as an immense stalemate. Okay, yes, you are right, Shin Godzilla won't be able to recreate that artificial intelligence. But these two, if what you say they mastered that power that Shin Godzilla has.
Yeah.
These two, if. That's the major thing, if. These two will basically keep trying to develop or adapt, keep evolving types of weaponry, types of defenses against this and towards each other. So it's not so much as a fact of Shin Godzilla really trying to trying to find a way to defeat him, so to speak, or even Mecha Shin Godzilla. It's more of the fact that both of them are going to end up in a massive stalemate. They're just gonna keep adapting to each other. Mecha could find say Shin evolves this new ability where he could turn off all the power, like
pretty much
someone,
EMP,
let's say,
EMP
like
pretty
Muto.
much.
Yeah, let's say
Yeah.
he develops the ability that the Mutos have.
Mm-hmm. Oh, then Mecha Shin Godzilla is screwed.
Well, yes, there is that. There is a well, that's the other thing. He could eventually develop that given time and understanding.
Yeah.
But right now, if we look at it from a proper standard and perspective, Mecha is basically just going to either get a shield or automatically find Shin's weakness. Probably even develop, like, who knows? This is the one thing I could see Shin developing, but like I feel like it's not going to have the adverse effect on it on time. Mainly due to, because like, you know, movie standards, you know, Shin or Godzilla is always going to come out on top as always. If he develops, let's say, a virus that could potentially stop, like his own computer system is going to develop a virus that could stop Shin's own evolution. Like it completely like just dismantles his whole body from like evolving at all. Or like let's say if those humanoids come out and they completely come apart and reassemble each other into a new Godzilla. One of them can get infected and that could destroy the entire system itself, effectively destroying Shin.
Yeah, I see where you're coming from.
Could Shin develop a thing against this? Yes. But will he know at the right time when to develop it? No.
Yeah.
So I see this as a massive stalemate. I really am looking more for... I'm more on Shin's side, but honestly, it's just Mecha seems to have a lot more going for him.
It's like think of it like this. Like imagine a robot holding the strength and power of Shin Godzilla. But here is the thing. Yet again, this is why I'm gonna have to contradict myself actually, because every time where there's an argument between two monsters, preferably Shin Godzilla against another creature, this is what always gets to me. We still don't know what Shin Godzilla's fifth form is. Let's say, because what I actually forgot to say, I actually left this out. So remember at the end of the movie when Shin Godzilla becomes frozen, right? At the end when they freeze him with the antibiotics, whatever it's called. This is what I wanted to say. They freeze him. That's when they, you know, study Shin Godzilla and they, you know, potentially learn how his body works, and they're able to engineer the strength into a robot. But how successful will that robot be when Shin Godzilla resumes his like walking, wakes up, and actually evolves to his fifth form? Will Mecha Shin Godzilla still be able to defeat Shin Godzilla? Who knows? Shin Godzilla is still a baby. What if he becomes grows something that it could also read artificial intelligence? I mean, we never know because he's not fully developed. That's also a factor you have to consider. Right? Mm-hmm. Right? So, Pavamas, what do you think?
You know what, man? Honestly, the only thing I kind of hear right now is how Shin Godzilla might lose, because, I mean, you guys are bringing it up when you saw it. Like, Mecha Godzilla is artificial intelligence, and that is the reason why it is better, but you never know what happens. It's Toho, it could go any way, honestly. I mean, it's a difficult match. Shin Godzilla could, I guess, build itself. Maybe it could build another version of Mecha Shin Godzilla. You know, who knows?
Yeah, it's like, because if you even think about it, Mr. Deagle Rants, if you even think about it, for example, let's say we're talking based off of movie logic, as you said about movies. Kiryu, not Mecha Shin Godzilla, I'm gonna talk about Kiryu, and I can't remember if this was in Godzilla against Mecha Godzilla or Tokyo SOS. I can't exactly remember from the top of my head, but I remember or it was both of them or one of them, I can't remember, but Kiryu was actually very close to killing, or aka defeating Godzilla 2002, if you remember. So it's not like it's impossible. So if we're gonna let's say we throw away the idea of Shin Godzilla becoming his fifth form, and we only talk about the time of being now, if Mecha Shin Godzilla were to have more power that Shin Godzilla already has, with the power that he has, I personally think that artificial intelligence will beat biological intelligence. That's what I have to say. I don't know. Do you have anything to argue with that?
Taking away the fifth form will be the big. You were right. We still don't know about his other form being his fifth form, and that could also have a massive advantage. Maybe Mechagodzilla will be adapted only to the average one, and they obviously, we don't know yet if they know that Shin is still in his premature form yet or not.
Yeah.
But taking away the fifth form then. Again, as I said before, it's just, again, his adaptable ability is his strongest feat, so it's just going to be Mecha and Shin just going to like try creating themselves like new types of defenses, biological, mechanical defenses against each other, until the point it might come where humanity might find the way to create, like I said, either a virus to stop his evolution, or there's just no other way around it then.
And you know what?
For me, it'll just end in a stalemate. Like, I don't know, maybe we don't know. What does Shin? Is Shin's power source, is he unlimited power source, or he's obviously going to need to recharge after a while? Because
yeah, he does in the movie.
Again, okay, you develop a Mecha Shin Godzilla. There's that. What about the weaponry? What's this thing going to be equipped with? Is he going to freeze Shin Godzilla again and just keep doing this over and over? Eventually, Shin's going to develop a way against that freezing process, so it's not going to work on him anymore.
Yeah, that is also true.
Yeah, there's that massive fact. And I don't know, we don't know, what does Mecha Shin Godzilla have? Like, what's his weaponry? Is he just a bunch of tanks and missiles, the same thing they were shooting at Shin together, but this time in a giant robotic Godzilla? Is that going to help? Or is it just going to be something completely new?
Let's say like this. Like, so as I say, they learn. For example, when they learn, let's say, Shin Godzilla's powers, let's say they're able to recreate the lasers, okay? The lasers that Shin Godzilla has, but with a more stronger power to it. So let's say, for example, yes, I know that his lasers have radiation in it, but what if they were able to make it... Oh, I have a question. Do you know exactly if his lasers are pure radiation or no?
Shin's?
Yeah, it's pure radiation, right?
Yeah, his is pure radiation, nothing else.
Well, let's say
it could develop into something different after a while.
Yeah,
we
let's
don't
say
know, maybe fifth form's gonna have something else in it.
Let's say Mecha Shin Godzilla has pure radiation, but you know, it could be anything, but another very strong substance that can be added with that pure radiation, making it a more prestigious type of a laser, which can potentially rip through Shin Godzilla's skin. That would also be a huge factor, because as we know, a regular F-bomber was able to actually pierce through Shin Godzilla's skin between his fins. So it's not like it's something can't be done. So if he is able to, you know, if they're able to make a brand new laser that can not only get between his fins and through his skin, that could be very effective. But yet again, if you do remember, if Mecha Shin Godzilla actually is able to pierce his skin, then he's gonna have to face Shin Godzilla in rage mode. As you remember, he goes in like a crazy rage mode when they pierce his skin, that could lead into a huge factor of Mecha Shin Godzilla actually getting defeated by Shin Godzilla. And that's also a factor, because when Shin Godzilla gets mad, he has the freaking laser show like hitting everywhere, which is a huge part of it too. What do you think?
You are most definitely right about that. The whole laser show, like all of like 4th of July, like sparking and blasting out of his back. But again, it's only up to if they penetrate his skin. Now, even when they penetrate his skin, again, we don't know if that was Shin Godzilla finally feeling pain, or was that actually him just raging. Because I've said this before in like previous other debates. I am highly positive, 100% sure Shin Godzilla, literally because of how nearly indestructible his skin and like the armor around his whole body is, I really feel like he's not even aware of anything that's literally physically touching him. Like the missiles, until those things actually, I think those were probably like the first things he actually felt physical pain towards, and he didn't know how to react to it. Now that was probably just an immediate defense, his atomic breath and the laser show, but seeing him get angry, now that's the one thing I would really like to see, and we don't actually know it for stuff. We don't know if Shin actually did get angry or not, but let's say if he did, Shin would probably like pull out something that we wouldn't expect. Like, let's say maybe like his entire, not just, it's no longer just like straight line lasers, maybe like his whole back literally shoots out like literally not just lasers, like few laser shows, like laser pointers like that. Maybe like his whole back, like all of his dorsal fins and spines literally just blast out radiation. And it goes to the size, and it goes to the level of atomic bomb level of like energy just blasting out of him. It could be like that, it could be something else again, but the rage theory, I do believe that is a big factor that's going to destroy Mecha Shin Godzilla, because again, he's going to be piloted by humans, and the robot doesn't know anger. The robot only follows commands. So
yeah, and you know, also another factor is we have no idea how capable his tail is. As we know, his tail has an eye. It's recreating his humanoids. What are they gonna be in the fight? I'm sure they're gonna have a good role in that fight as well. You know, we don't know what's that. We have no idea what that's gonna produce. Maybe it's another kaiju. I don't know. Which will potentially, if it's from Shin Godzilla, which at this case it is, it's most likely gonna defend Shin Godzilla, pretty much making it a 2 versus 1. Which that is also a thing to think about. And I don't know, like, it's like we could put that as classified because we weren't really exposed, like they haven't shown in the movie yet what his tail could actually do, or it looks as if he has an eye in his tail. We don't know. It's like more of like a hidden strength at this point, but I don't know, it could also be a huge factor into the fight if you think about it, like, you know, deeply. It's actually we actually left that part out. It's a more controversial fight because it's pretty much, and you know what else could even happen what if history were to repeat itself? What if how are they gonna make Mecha Shin Godzilla? They need a bone structure. What if, let's say, this did connect in 1954, and they did use Godzilla's bones? What if Shin Godzilla was able to somehow connect spiritually to Mecha Shin Godzilla, and they just team up together? You know, there's many things that could happen into this fight. It's a very controversial fight, and it's very hard actually. After, you know, I told you I'm eventually have to contradict myself because it's really hard to actually come out with a winner with this, because it's hard. I don't know. What do you have to say to that, Mr. Payvamis?
Yeah, honestly, based on how you guys are just arguing back and forth on what's gonna happen, this is making me pretty much kind of go on both sides. But then again, you know what? I mean, like you're saying the other debates, you know, Shin Godzilla, he could transform into these monsters. So honestly, I don't know, maybe you feel the same, but I think the debate is pretty confusing. I think we should leave it up to the fans to decide.
Yeah. And Deagle Rants, do you have anything to add to this, or is that all you have to say?
I honestly just feel like that notion that you put whenever the those little humanoids that come off his tail help him in the fight, I really can see that as a scene. Just those humanoids actually like clawing their way into like in between the joints, like clawing their way into Mecha Shin Godzilla, just like ripping apart all his wiring, his computing system, just causing him to go haywire, and like that's probably going to be a scene. I think we probably just guessed our own scene.
Okay,
but
so so to end it, we'll just do a quick poll between us. And then we'll come with a small winner between us, and then we'll leave the rest to the fans. So we'll start with Payvamis. Just say, who do you think is gonna win? Just say a name: Mecha Shin Godzilla or Shin Godzilla. After this.
Probably Shin Godzilla.
Okay.
After it was Mecha Shin Godzilla, but now I'm going towards the regular Shin Godzilla.
Okay, Diglorance, what do you think?
For me, I'm still kind of like, I'm more on the middle of this. I really can't say who could win or not. Again, the fifth form and stuff, but if I was going to take a side, yeah, I'm still gonna go for Shin.
Alright, so as I said, I did go with Mecha Shin Godzilla at the beginning, but progressing and we obviously us leaving out the tail part and everything, it's just too much stuff that Shin Godzilla could do. I'm gonna have to switch my way to Shin Godzilla, leaving the final winner of this fight yet again, staying undefeated between all these fights, Shin Godzilla. But anything could happen. Well, you guys could also comment, have a discussion about this. But that's pretty much it for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I'll leave a poll for the next one. Don't forget to go and subscribe to these guys' channels. I'll leave their links in the description below. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, Mr. Pay wants you to go ahead and say it. That's right.